What is up, guys? It's Kyle with Never Hedge, and we're here with another Dana White Contender Series. It's Season 5, Week 7. First fight off, we have Reyes Cortez. He is the brother of Tracy Cortez. They do train together, so he trains with killers out there at Fight Ready. Henry Cejudo's over there. You know, he probably trains with Ortega now that Tracy's dating him. And he's a pretty good fighter. He's tough. He's 29 years old. He's 5-1 in his career. And he started off really hot with 3 TKOs in a row before suffering his first loss to an athletic Justin Hughes. He lost that by split decision. Since that loss, he rebounded with a TKO and then a nice win over 3-0 Jiu-Jitsu ace Axel Osuna. He showed great takedowns when he was rocked on the feet and excellent sub defense in that fight. He has powerful striking, throws great combinations. He hasn't fought great competition, but he's still really young in his career, and he's in the gym with killers every day. This kid's got a lot of promise. He's fighting against Christian Rodriguez, who matches up extremely well with him at 5'7", and he did miss weight. Not a great look, especially on Dana White Contender Series, which is basically like an audition. And first impressions are everything, and he missed weight. Not good. He did not look sucked out in that weigh-in. Not sure how hard he tried to make it once he knew it was going to be tough. Could be a little bit of an advantage for Rodriguez. He's 5-0 with all finishes. He's got 3 TKOs and 2 subs, and he's only 23 years old fighting out of Rufus Sport. He's kind of the up-and-coming guy over at Rufus. He's a counter striker, throws long snapping punches, and honestly, he throws them with that pop at the end, kind of like the Diaz brothers do. But he throws a lot straighter punches than the Diaz bros, so he finds his mark. He's shown great takedowns too, and once it's on the mat, he transitions great side control mount. He knifes through his opponents on the ground, and he throws bombs, and he's constantly looking for the sub. Like I said, this is an evenly matched fight. I think Christian Rodriguez is a little bit better everywhere. He'll also be the faster fighter and more athletic fighter. And that weigh-in miss, I'm telling you, he did not look sucked out. I think that's going to be an advantage, and at minus 200, I'm taking Christian Rodriguez here. Next fight is one that the line is just off. Lorenzo Hood versus Martin Buday. So these are both monstrous men. Martin Buday will be a little bit taller. I know they're both listed at 6'3" here on the ESPN website, but Martin Buday will be a little bit taller and a little bit heavier. He's a guy that cuts down to the 265 limit. He's a little bit slow. He's 7-1 in his career, with his only loss coming to Juan Espino. So no bad losses for him. He has extremely heavy hands, and he hurt his opponent real bad with a nice jab. It was one of those punches where it didn't look like it did much, but it hurt him bad. However, he's really hittable, and he relies on his chin, and it's held up. I mean, he doesn't get rocked at all. He took huge punches in his last fight. It was never rocked, never. His chin's awesome. He's very strong. He goes for double leg takedowns. That's his takedown of choice. And on the ground, he's very heavy on top. And he's a brown belt, but he's one of those. He's a very competent brown belt. Hood, on the other hand, is massive. 82-inch reach. Very, very muscular. He's 12-4 in his career, with one of his losses being to Curtis Blades, and he actually was beating Curtis Blades in that fight. And listening to an interview with him, he thought he was going to win that fight, and he dislocated his forearm, and that's why the fight was stopped. Besides the fight with Curtis Blades, though, he does not have tough competition on his record. He did have a long layoff. He actually credits Curtis Blades for the comeback, saying his success. He's like, I can do this shit, you know? And he says he's finally healthy, able to work on that cardio, because he has had cardio issues in the past. And he says he's also worked on his wrestling. He's come back and he's won 2 first-round KOs. However, that's against a combined record of 3-22. But this line is off. I mean, Lorenzo Hood can find that chin of Martin Buday, and I think he's going to. And now it's ballooned up to plus 400. I mean, that's too much for a low-level heavyweight fight. You have to take the dog here. The dog is the easy play. I don't get why everyone's not taking it on a low-level heavyweight fight where Lorenzo Hood has the power to put out a guy who's hittable like Martin Buday. Martin Buday did not impress me at all. He's very slow, and he just didn't look like a UFC talent to me. I think Hood, he might not be UFC talent either, but he's got the power to put you out, and at plus 400, we're taking that. Next fight is an excellent one with Jake Hadley versus Mitch Raposo. Hadley's 25 years old, and he's 7-0. He missed weight for this fight. Again, not a good look for an audition. He had this to say about the miss. He said, in quotes, "Unfortunately, I missed weight by 1 pound. First ever time missing weight, having fought at flyweight my whole professional career. Few things went wrong with the cut, but thanks to my opponent for accepting the fight, and sorry to the UFC. But fight's still on, and I have time to kill." You have to wonder, is he hurt? Why couldn't he miss weight? What went wrong with this weight miss? Is it because of COVID? I know they're doing a lot of extra shit with COVID. Maybe that fucked him up. He's not from America. Could be that. Could be an injury. You never know. Either way, he's fought some pretty good competition. He's fighting in Bellator and Cage Warriors. He's yet to fight in 2021. I think that's because of COVID. He has extremely fast hands, throws really straight punches, which I love. One thing I love to see, what he got rocked in his last fight, and instead of trying to keep it on the feet, he turned to his wrestling, and it was pretty good. He has excellent takedowns and a really strong ground game. He's fighting a guy in Raposo, who is a member of Tough. He fights out a regiment fight team. Really, really good footwork. If you listen to any interview with Raposo, that's what he likes the most about fighting is his footwork. He has a powerful left hook, and he likes to do some body work. He was the first pick on the Tough season by Volk, and he's an athletic dude. He lost to Shalinian on Tough, but it wasn't necessarily a bad loss. He won the first round, and he got out-wrestled a little bit as the fight went on. But he's got decent wrestling. He's only 22. He's extremely fast, and he's got great footwork. This is one where it's great matchmaking. And when I saw the line, oh, man, plus 240 for Mitch Raposo is looking juicy, but it's too tight. I'm probably going to stay away and just enjoy watching this one. Next fight is Borshchev versus Chris Duncan. And this is an interesting one to me, especially because Chris Duncan was supposed to fight on a previous card, and we were picking him to win. He, again, is the favorite here, but not as steep. Borshchev, he's only 4-1, fighting at a Team Alpha Male. He's a Russian kickboxer. So he says he's had over 200 amateur kickboxing fights. He was K1 champ in kickboxing. But even though he's Russian, he's really got no wrestling background. I've watched some interviews with him. He's not interested in wrestling. He's all about the stand-up. He throws really powerful calf kicks, and he throws a lot of them. He looks to the legs often. He's fast, and he actually seems really strong in the clinch, and he doesn't necessarily go for takedowns, but sometimes watching his fights, he forces his opponent to the ground. He's got good body mechanics. Naturally, and very good footwork from all the kickboxing experience. Chris Duncan, on the other hand, he's 7-0, and he's actually coming out of Bellator, so his level of competition is going to be much better. He's finished all his opponents, 6 by TKO, 1 by sub. He's a fighter that always comes forward. He's got great striking. He rips to the body, and he loves to set up a powerful right hand that he throws straight. So this is a tale of two strikers. Duncan is a slight favorite, and it's because he has fought better comp. Borsch has yet to be outstruck in his MMA career. He is somewhat hittable, but I think Borshchev, fighting at a Team Alpha Male, I think he gets it done against Duncan, and Duncan's one of those just unfortunate fighters that is going to have a hard time getting into the UFC. Next fight, Maria Silva versus Kathryn Paprocki. Maria Silva's line has blown up a little bit here to minus 310. We locked her in at minus 220. So Paprocki is 3-1, and she's 1-1 in her last two, with a loss in a boxing match as well. She's only getting this Dana White Contender Series spot because Gomez Juarez took that fight on short notice. And Paprocki's best attribute is that she's tough. She's shown great toughness in all her fights. If you go watch her last fight against Valley, she was cut bad. It was an all-out brawl, and she came out on top. She got a nice rear naked choke. She brings intensity. She trains at a small gym. She's the owner of it, trains with her husband. And she's one of these girls that she doesn't get tired, and she's very, very tough. Maria Silva, on the other hand, is 6-0 with 4 finishes. She's only 25. She's a striker. She'll be faster. She's more polished. She's legit better than Paprocki everywhere. Kathryn Paprocki's only path to victory is to tire Maria Silva out by taking punches to the face. Don't love that. So Maria Silva's the play. I don't see her losing this fight. It does scare me a little bit because toughness could carry low-level women MMA fights a little bit, but this is a mismatch. Silva's way better. They just got Paprocki. They needed someone to fight here, and Paprocki's the play. Paprocki was the one who stepped up. She's not the play. Maria Silva is the play. Official bets. So I'm going to go with, we got Rodriguez minus 200. We're going to bet 4 units on him to win 2. Hood is plus 340. I'm betting 1 unit to win 3.4. Borsch, I got him at plus 115. I know it's a little bit better now, but I'm betting 1 unit to win 1.15. And Silva, minus 220. That ballooned up. We beat that line movement. We're betting 4.4 units to win 2. I may throw some props in there. You have to follow me on Twitter for those. But good luck, guys. And as always, let's win some money tonight.